Hi guys, I just wanted to do like a quick, kind of like an intuitive message, but also guidance as well. I just wanted to talk about like the importance of following your dreams and the power of self-belief, okay? Um, some of you don't really understand the abundance and the pot of gold that's at the end of the rainbow for you once you let go and once you you stop fearing and you stop listening. Because I think a lot of the times, like a lot of us, we don't really do what we want to do because we're always listening to other people. You know, we're always listening to our family members. You know, like you have a parent and your parent pushes their dreams onto you. You don't really want to do childcare, but you do it because your mum or your dad keeps pushing you into it. You know, you don't really want to, I don't know, you don't really want to be your own boss, not your own boss. You don't really want to be a doctor, let's say. And you do it because your family want you to do it. Like you've got your own dreams and your own goals and your aspirations, but your family or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your friends, they're always swaying you away because they make you feel like your dreams are impossible. And there's two reasons that people do this. One, they just don't believe in your talent. And they don't really feel like realistically you're going to get there because they look at it as like, oh, it's too competitive, you know, it only happens to some of us, yada, yada, yada. Or they just don't believe that you're going to make something of yourself because they don't feel like, you know when someone thinks you're good, but they don't think like you're that good, okay? Or two is because people, they're not brave enough to go after their own aspirations and their own dreams, so they don't want you to do it. You know what that saying where they say people want you to do good but never better than them? And I feel like, you know, living for other people really kills your potential. And some of you don't really realize the depths of your own talents and creativity because you can't explore them because you're always around people that are trying to bury them. You know, it's kind of like, for example, let's just say you're a chef and you work at a job, but you've got a menu that you always have to follow. And you're a beautiful cook, you know, you're very experimental, but when you're at work, you can't really be experimental because you've got to follow certain procedures, certain guides, food allergies, all that kind of shit. And, you know, you could have someone that's saying, you know, you've got so much potential, like I feel like you need to leave this place and do your own thing, or, you know, start posting your recipes, or just do something on the side at least, you know, or go on competitions, go on shows, like be seen, be noticed, and you're like, And then one day you do it, and, you know, everyone in your workplace is like, no, don't leave. You know what? You're not going to find anything. It only happens to the best of us. What do you call it? The catering business or the chef business or that, it's so competitive. And next thing you know, you leave because you believe in yourself. Now you're owning your own restaurant. You know, now you're the fucking next Gordon Ramsay. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need to believe in yourself and you need to stop listening to other people and don't be scared to go after what it is that you want. But you also need to, because I'm a realist, I'm a visionary, but I'm also a realist. So I understand that there are sacrifices that need to be made and things do take time. And, you know, a lot of people, they're not patient. So it's kind of like, you know, someone could be grinding for 10 years and on the 10th year is when they get that abundance that they've been working hard for. But it's going to be worth it. Because 10 years of grinding, you're abundant for the rest of your life. But a lot of people, they're not prepared to put in that work. Because, you know, you've got to go through a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles, a lot of people not believing in you. You know, just sleepless nights. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on when you're trying to work towards something. But, you know, this is why certain people get blessed the way that they do, because they still kept going. Even if they had multiple jobs, they still kept like going back to their talents. And some of you, you know, as well, the power of self-talk, when you keep telling yourself that you can't do something, then you won't be able to do it. Like, for example, I used to hate painting. I couldn't paint. to save my life. I used to hate painting. I never took art in school because I didn't like my art teacher. I didn't draw or do anything artistic for years. Like, I was not into art, like, because the teacher made me feel like it was shit. None of my family members or anyone that was around me ever really supported anything creative that I did. So I didn't really feel like my artistry was a big deal. It was strangers that made me realize that I was talented, okay? But when it came to artistry, especially painting, that was something that I couldn't do. And how I actually managed to paint, I mean, I've got murals all over my house, right? The one I'm very proud of is the one in my bedroom. I've done a superhero couple in my bedroom. I'm very proud of that one. But I told myself I couldn't paint. I remember like about 4 years ago when I was dating someone, we were both like really into the same things, right? And I could draw and he told me he could paint. So I mean, when I moved into my house, like I drew a mermaid on my wall, and the deal was that he painted it. I drew, he paint. Then we broke up, and I remember when I had the mermaid on my wall, I was gonna paint over it because I was just like saying to myself, you know, I can't paint and he's not here to paint it. So what's the point? And then I said, fuck it, let me just paint that bitch and see what it's like. And I did. I painted it. And I found a newfound respect for painters because, you know, painting, you know, you got to wait for things to dry and then you got to go back over it. And I'm like a pro marker girl. I just like to colour in, boom, bam, bosh, and that's it. And or if I'm on Photoshop, I literally select a section, colour in, and it's done. Do you know what I mean? But painting is very much time consuming, can be a bit tedious. But I kept telling myself I couldn't paint. I discovered my talent for painting through a breakup. Do you know what I mean? So had I not have broken up with that person, I wouldn't have found that I could paint on walls and do murals and then get back in, because that's what birthed my creativity to come back, because I kind of abandoned it for a while. And then that's kind of how I dealt with it. Do you know what I mean? And then it was interestingly enough because my ex at the time, he introduced me to Yolanda Gamp. Fucking beautiful, love her. And she's someone I find very inspirational because she uses her artistry. She used her artistry to make a career out of it. I'm pretty sure she probably had loads of people in her life telling her, no, you know what, and then she's making a business out of her creativity, which is to decorate cakes and shit. You know, and she's immaculate at it, right? And he used to be obsessed with her, and like we used to sit down and be like, oh my god, Yolanda Gamp, like let's watch episodes, because I weren't into YouTube and any of that. Like my ex got me all into that kind of stuff, right? And it's interesting because after we broke up, I remember I reached out to him about something that I needed help about, and he was like the only person I felt like could help, and he kind of ignored me, right? And then that same year, at the ending of the year, guess whose artwork became in Yolanda Gamp's kitchen? And you know, I don't know if my artwork is still in there. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know because I haven't watched her for a while because, you know, I've been focusing on my own shit. But she's got millions of subscribers. So she's kind of like a YouTube celeb, okay? And imagine being with someone that you're looking up to and you're like, oh my god, wouldn't it be great one day? And the thing about it is, I used to try and encourage my ex to put his stuff out there because he like was a chef and shit, right? And you know, I was very creative. I like to decorate cakes and shit. So we always used to watch her, but you know, he aired me when I tried to reach out to him about something. Now he was really, really cold because I didn't want to because when we broke up, he wanted to meet up with me to like bring stuff and shit, and I didn't want to see him. So you know when someone tries to be spiteful, and you're like, well, okay, be spiteful, cool, it is what it is, right? Anyway, 2-2s now, my artwork is in the person that he's obsessed with's kitchen. So imagine every time he watches Yolanda Gamp, he's looking in the background like, oh my god, that's my ex-girlfriend's artwork there. You know, so it's funny because I always used to push him about his talent. I mean, that's one thing we got on about, like, that's how me and him used to get on, is because we both used to love what each other could do, okay? And we both had the same interest, but he never really used to push me in terms of my creativity. Do you know what I mean? And so I found my passion, or at least I birthed into several different passions after I got with him. And you know, imagine that sweet revenge. I mean, it wasn't. I'm not a vengeful person, and if you're watching, because I know he stalks me, I'm not trying to get revenge on you, but I'm just saying, imagine that. Imagine someone who was a dickhead to you when they could have just been nice, and then they were like, all right, cool, and then next thing you know, you fucking made, like, me in that moment. I was like, oh my God, I made it. Like, oh my God, that's Yolanda fucking Gamp. Like, my artwork's all the way in Canada. Oh my God, millions of people are watching her. I mean, you know, she didn't shout me out, but it's fine. She didn't say, oh, follow the Ebony Arts, but it's cool. Yolanda, I still love you. I still love you. But the point of the matter is like, imagine how he must have felt seeing that. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like anyone who doesn't, like, feels like you don't have that much potential, or they don't see your abilities, it's like, bitch, my shit's up there. And that's not the only person I've been noticed by. I mean, I don't really like to name drop and do all of that type of shit, but the point of the matter is like, you don't need the acknowledgement of the mediocre people around you that are scared to follow their own dreams, because one day they're going to look and see your face or your artistry or your work or your product somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to be like, wow, that's the person I used to know. Their shit's there. Their shit's there. Oh my God, that person's all over YouTube. Back in the day, I used to... Imagine the person who fucking... I spoke about this in one of my videos when I was talking about Adele. And, you know, you never know who you're with, and you never know the people that you're with. You never know what they're going to become. So you should always be careful how you treat people. Do you understand me? Because the divine will put you or your artistry or your craftsmanship in the faces of the people that didn't believe in you, the faces of the people that treated you like shit, the faces of the people that fucking do you know what I mean, backstabbed you. That your face or your shit is gonna be somewhere where they like to go or they like to see or something. Do you know what I mean? Because if I was him, for example, I would not even fucking want to watch Yolanda Gamp anymore, because I would think, fucking hell, my ex's shit is everywhere. Well, that's another person I'm gonna have to let go of. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you guys need to really follow your aspirations, because the divine will provide a seat for the person that did you wrong, did you dirty, didn't believe in you. They will provide a seat for that person at the table of abundance in which you created. And that person, all they're going to be able to do is watch. They ain't going to be allowed to eat. Period. And it's funny when, you know, people, I always feel like, you know, CEO or janitor, you should show everybody the same amount of respect. But people don't ever support talent. They support popularity. That's what I have noticed as well. It's not until you kind of say who you've been noticed by or who you fucked with, then everyone thinks that you're somebody. And this is another thing. It's like, I just heard company you keep, right? What are you learning from the individuals around you? Because a lot of the people that have opinions around you, whether it's lovers, whether it's families, whether it's friends, what are they doing in their life? What achievements have they done for them to be telling you about your shit? When big time people are noticing you, people that you aspire to be like, when they're telling you that you're good, when they're saying, you know what, your artwork is so beautiful, I'm going to display it for everyone to fucking see. Do you know what, your fucking shoe game is so great, like, or your designs are so good, I'm going to purchase it off you and I'm going to wear it and walk around. And these are people that are up there, that follow their dreams. Those are the people, and I'm not a celeb person. I don't really give a fuck about high profile people. But I'm just saying, people, whoever you're, who you're inspired by, who follow their talents, if they think you're good enough, and they're getting noticed by thousands and millions of people, then who the fuck cares about what your dad, your mum, your sister, or fucking Dottie down the road says? Because what the fuck is Dottie doing? She's looking in other people's gardens and watching other people's business. That's what Dottie's doing. Sitting on her talents. And, you know, back to when I was saying about me saying that I couldn't paint. I kept telling myself I couldn't paint. That's why I couldn't paint. When I said to myself, fuck it, I'm going to learn how to paint, I did. And, you know, it was funny because I remembered, like, I missed out on so many opportunities back in the day because I never had the confidence. Like, the BBC wrote to me one time and asked me if I wanted to be on a programme, because they saw one of my art pieces and they thought I'd painted it. And the program was for, like, artists and illustrators, amateur illustrators. And I was like, I'm not an illustrator. I'm not an artist. No, I'm not an artist. I'm not a painter. So I was like, I can't paint. And I said, what you saw wasn't paint, it was Pro Marker pen. So I was very scared to go on this show. And I remember I was at college at the time, and there was a woman in my college, and I said to her, like, you know, you're a painter, you should go on this show. And she was like, oh no, you should go on it, you're young. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be on TV, I don't want to be seen. Like, I was very much, ew, like, I didn't want anyone to see me. And I was like, I don't want to be on the TV, and I'm like in a program where, you know, there's a hella great artists and everything, and I'm just shit. So I didn't go on it. But again, that was mainly because the people around me never used to make me feel like I was talented. But my thing is, the fucking BBC reached out to me. I never reached out to the BBC. I don't know where they saw my work, what platform, but they asked for me to go onto the show. Someone who's got over 3 million subscribers want in my artwork in her kitchen. I've worked with other people. Viola Davis, okay? The woman, if you don't know who Viola Davis is, she's in the main lead in How to Get Away with Murder, Annalise Keaton. I drew a picture, like a caricature of her. She liked the picture. I was fucking gassed, okay? And you know, it's like, it's only a like, it's not like she commented on it, but the fact that she took the time out to acknowledge and she liked, I screenshot that motherfucker. And I remember when I posted it, one of my friends who never really used to kind of chat to me, all of a sudden wanted to talk to me. Oh my God, Viola Davis liked your stuff, she noticed your work. Oh my God, you're such an amazing artist. I was like, well, you weren't really checking for my art before, but now big time star Viola Davis is liking my shit. Now you want to chat to me. You know, other high-profile artists that I'm not even going to mention, okay, like UK artists and shit. Even someone from The Orange is the New Black. I done a little caricature of the characters, of the black characters, and one of the women, the actors from there, she actually commented on the picture and was like, oh my God, I love this. Do you know what I mean? I've had high-profile people, whether they're celebrities or just high-profile people or just very talented people, actresses, artists, singers, UKs, whatever, have noticed me and have told me that my work is good, when the people that are right next to me ain't fucking said shit. Do you know what I mean? So this is why you need to believe in yourself, because you never know who's watching you. You don't need the approval of mediocre people who are talented, but they're not brave enough to go after their dreams because they think it's impossible. Because, you know, I sacrificed a lot of my business, my time, my talents, my efforts for people, for relationships, for family members, for everyone around me. And sometimes I used to look back and think, fuck, if I carried on doing that, imagine where I would be now if I carried on doing that. But you know what? Sometimes rejection is for your own protection, because the universe has redirection, okay? And that redirection is taking you somewhere else to lead you to a path that you're really supposed to go on, where no one can stop you. Believe in your gifts and believe in your talents, because the ones who didn't believe in you, they're going to believe in you, because one day they're going to be watching you on a screen. They're going to be opening up a magazine and seeing you in there. You're going to be seen somewhere. I mean, I told people, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Spiritual OG's video, and it's called Destiny's Child. I think she posted it like a year ago or a couple months ago. I don't motherfucking know. But that's all about a story who, a man who didn't, he had an angel. He could have been with a fucking superstar, and he treated her like she weren't shit, basically, and she became a star. But it was a beautiful story about sweet justice and karma. I always say to people, success is the best revenge. It really is. Because those people who, like, for example, I mean, I've always been spiritual. People think this is some new shit. It's like, no, I just haven't been around people that I can talk to about spirituality. Because whenever you do, people want to call you crazy or do lally. Like, my mind is unstable. Well, that's funny, because I've got all this stability and I done all this shit on myself. Do you know what I mean? I had to get on climb on furniture and paint and shit. I didn't have nobody to help me do fuck all. I had to build my shit from the ground up. Because when I wanted people to help me, or when I wanted people to reach out to me, they don't want to help me. And those same people, I can guarantee you, haven't got half of the shit that I've got. And I've done it all by myself. These people that wanted to say shit about me, they're codependent on their family members, on their lovers, on other people, on their friends. You know, when you used to try to tell people, like, don't listen to your friends are dickheads. Your friends, because it's funny, because you can listen to your friends, right? But you need to understand that you and your friends have two completely different lives, two completely different consequences. So you and your friend can do the same thing, but the result for you and your friend is going to be different. So that's why it's not good to listen to people. Because I'm telling you, once your friends jump on their shit, they ain't going to be hollering at you no more. Then you're going to think, oh, you know what, I should have listened to when that person told me to do it. Yeah, you should have. You should have, because where are your friends now? Okay. But anyway, yeah. I just want people to just believe in themselves because, you know, the power of belief is amazing. You never know what you can do when you put your mind to it. If you keep telling someone, like, keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I don't know how to do it, I don't believe in myself, oh my God, you know what I mean? Abundance means infinite amount. We live in Mother Nature. This is why when there's food, there's fucking fruits and vegetables that grow from the fucking trees and from the fucking ground, have seeds. Fruit has seeds within it so that it can keep reproducing. Abundance is infinite. There's room for everybody. But, you know, people always compare themselves to people. They always listen to everybody else. They always da-da-da-da. And I understand you not wanting to do what everyone else is doing. That's why I do say, like, you know, if you've got spiritual gifts, for example, and you've been called to kind of do a channel, do your channel. But, you know, switch it up a little bit. You don't have to do what every other reader's doing. You don't have to be a reader. You could just do spiritual talks. Or you could have your own way of doing things. You know, everyone I follow, they've got their own way of doing something. That's why I like them, because I don't follow any reader that's the same. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Some of these readers, they're very airy-fairy and they all kind of follow each other and they all follow each other's setup and and it's like, oh God, you can tell that these people, they're just here to just fucking make money off the poor gullible souls. You know, but do whatever you want to do, but be unique about it. It's like when someone wants to try copy someone's setup. What do you like? Do you like butterflies? If you like butterflies, look for decks that have butterflies in them. Have a butterfly setup. Okay? You get a theme from something that you fucking like. Do you like football? Have a fucking football theme. What's your favorite color? Is it black? Black and gold. Do you know what I mean? You can use people for inspiration, but don't try to replicate something that's already done. You can't replicate someone else's personality. You can't replicate creativity. You should only be inspired by it, you know? But anyway, I mean, I hope this helped somebody, because I just felt the need to kind of just to say that to people. It's just like, you just need to believe in yourself, man. There's a lot of people in my life that didn't believe in me. And I remember when my business got launched in the newspaper a very long time ago, hella motherfuckers tried to holler at me. Hella motherfuckers. And I remember I used to tell people, yeah, I could draw, I'm an artist, or, you know, whatever. Or I'd be sitting at home drawing and people used to say, oh, you're boring, you're always at home studying, you're always at home doing this, you're always at home doing that. Oh yeah, well, my studying and my hard work got me my stability that everyone's fucking trying to get. Half the people I know, they're trying to get people pregnant or having babies so that they can get houses and shit, because that's the only way. They don't believe in their own talents. Or they're still at home afraid to leave the nest because it's like, oh my God, I got all these bills to pay. Or they're in commitments, but they're miserable because they're together because of stability, because of codependency, because they're scared to go out and branch off on their own. And I remember, I don't forget when people fucked me over. But the thing about it is, I'm very forgiving. I'm a forgiving person. Even if someone fucks me over, I'll still talk to them. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? That shit's for the birds, okay? Let that shit fly away. It's time to focus on me. I got hella people that owe me a fucking 5-essay apology right about now. But they're intimidated to approach me. Because a lot of the things that I told them that I was going to do, they didn't believe it. Or they were like, oh, that's not really going to happen. Oh, really? Oh, you want to start a tarot channel, do you? Oh, spirituality. Are you sure you're not in a bit of the fairyland? I'm like, okay then. I keep predicting shit to you and you keep acting like what I'm not, like I'm chatting shit. All right, cool. And then everything I say plays out. And I just sit there and I'm like, It is what it is, guys. But just believe in yourself, man. Believe in yourself and, you know, do what you got to do. And stop telling people shit. Because all they're going to do is try to talk you out of it. Stop telling people. Know your audience. You know, if Bob don't like spirituality, or if Bob don't like fucking, I don't know, you want to be a fucking footballer and Bob's like, oh, really? Stop fucking telling Bob. Just go out and do your football training. Go and write your book. Go and stitch up some clothes. Stop telling these motherfuckers. Okay, just let them see the results. And watch these motherfuckers come back. And if they don't come back, they're fucking intimidated. That's why. Okay? Because they didn't think that you could do it. But you done did it. All right. Blessings and abundance. Oh, blessings and abundance. I said the blessings and the blessings and abundance to you. Whoa, I said the... Okay.